Today's WNEM TV5 Evening Extra is brought to you by the Law Office of Carol Thomas.
At a time where we've taken so many contusions and abrasions from all the things that we've had happen over the last decade, a water rate increase is not acceptable.
Flint's mayor disappointed that the city council rejected his proposal to stabilize water rates.
Thanks for tuning into TV5 Evening Extra. The Great Lakes Water Authority is increasing rates 5.8% just 1 year after a 6% jump to address aging infrastructure. So the mayor proposed adding $1 million to the city's water stabilization fund to keep those water rates for Flint residents the same through fiscal year 2028.
But council members were not in favor. As TV5's James Felton shows us, the mayor had some sharp words for them.
Right now is not the time to abandon the residents of this community, which the city council did last night with their vote.
Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely reacting to the city council's rejection of his proposed reallocation of ARPA dollars to stabilize water rates. That body voted 5-2 during its meeting Wednesday night to deny Neely's proposal. If approved, it would have added $1 million to the city's water stabilization fund, a move that would offset the Great Lakes Water Authority's water rate increase to residents through fiscal year 2028.
Those individuals are not working for you, and I will say it boldly, and I never spoke like this as it relates to these issues. We presented it to them, the numbers to them, they asked for more numbers, but it gave them an opportunity to make an excuse, to not protect you, the residents.
City Council member Liddell Lewis spoke out against Neely's proposal, saying she did not feel comfortable voting for it because she had previously put in a request to the city for an update on ARPA dollars to be presented at Wednesday's meeting.
You all heard it, and then we said we'll talk about it next meeting. This is the next meeting. We have nothing. So I don't feel comfortable moving on ARPA funds again. Out of 40 million, we have 2.8 million left. Now you all want 1 million, so that'll be, I guess, 1.8 million left. I might be off, but this is the facts. You're not giving me anything. And so since you give me nothing, I have nothing for you.
When asked about that today, Neely called it an excuse. He said the city council approved an ARPA budget in 2022, and they know exactly where those dollars are. Given that, Neely wants everyone to come to the next city council meeting.
There will be a council meeting on Monday. I encourage you to come down to witness where they are. Ask them the point-blank question. Are you proposing that our water rates go up or not? Prove it by your vote.
James Felton, WNEM TV5.
The Flint City Council also voted yesterday to delay action on a tentative agreement between the city of Flint and the Flint Patrol Officers Association. City officials say the proposed contract eliminates the lowest step in the wage scale to ensure competitive starting pay. The agreement also includes a 7% pay increase for the current fiscal year, retroactive to July 1st, and additional 6% increases this year and next year. The administration says they remain committed to working with the City Council to secure final approval of the agreement as soon as possible.
Your first alert, pinpoint Doppler radar shows the rain is starting to wind down, but just know that drizzle could linger a little bit longer tonight and some areas of fog could settle in. So we may not be done with the wet weather just yet, even as the rain departs, but overall moving in a better direction than we have been much of the day. Clouds will continue to be pretty stubborn as we go through tonight, and also it doesn't look like they're going anywhere tomorrow. A look at downtown Saginaw shows that things are at least quiet for the moment. Streets are pretty damp, but not flooded, so that's a good thing. Our visibility is between about 4 and 5 miles at worst, but that could lower as the night goes on. Our temperatures are mostly in the 30s at this hour. 32 in Bay City, 37 in Saginaw, and 35 at MBS. Flint, you're at 39, Midland 36, and Oscoda at 34. Feels like temperatures a big change today, feeling more like the 20s for some of us as our winds are pretty breezy out of the easterly direction. Those winds will thankfully die down tonight, and temperatures likely won't move all that much. I think most of us will stay above freezing, which is a really good thing considering some of that drizzle will remain possible. We do have our eyes on a chance for some stronger storms Friday into Saturday. We'll have more details on that coming up.
Thank you, Chris. We're awaiting the arraignment of the man accused in yesterday's hours-long standoff in Shiawassee County. As we first reported, it started in Langsburg around 10:30 yesterday morning when a man walked outside his home on North Church Street and fired shots into the air. Everyone else inside got out, but he stayed holed up for hours until investigators say he finally walked onto the front porch around 9:30 last night and surrendered. The sheriff says 3 guns were taken from the home. Charges are expected soon. Stay with TV5 for updates.
Some lawmakers in Lansing say Michigan is too restrictive when it comes to gun laws. They argue concealed pistol licenses, or CPLs, go against the right to bear arms. TV5's Trey Harris talked with a gun seller about the possible changes and what it could mean in the long term.
If you want to carry concealed in Michigan right now, there's paperwork, fingerprints, and a class in your future. But that soon could change.
To me, it feels safer, but obviously, I get it. Not everyone's comfortable with them.
Inside Duncan's outdoor shop in Bay City, talk of a new gun bill is moving almost as fast as sales across the counter. Right now, carrying concealed means getting a concealed pistol license, and that process takes time.
A lot of places do one-day classes, some 2-day classes. We do a little bit longer, more extensive classes.
You have to be 21, fill out an application, get fingerprinted, pay the fees.
You got to take one of these classes, you pass it, you're then going to go to the county building, apply for the license, blah, 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 and they give you your permit.
That process, he says, filters serious gun owners from impulse buyers.
One of the biggest misconceptions about these classes, though, is they do not teach you how to use the firearm. They are only teaching you about the laws.
But under a proposal from House Republicans, legal gun owners wouldn't need a permit to carry concealed.
Cons would definitely be you're losing out on the safety training and knowing the laws and what not to do with that you're not going to get unless you read through it.
Manager Kenny Johnroe says many of his customers already enjoy range time and take safety seriously. But he does wonder about the long-term effect of removing the requirement.
You're not going to get away with the stuff that people think you're going to get away with, but at the same time, it is going to be a lot less training out there. So it's a give and take.
If permitless carry moves forward, shops like this one could be on the front lines of what changes next.
I believe everyone should have one. Everyone should know how to use them properly, safely, and be trained on how to use them because it is a huge responsibility.
In Bay City, Trey Harris, TV5.
Michigan's adventure is changing hands. Six Flags is selling the Muskegon Park along with 6 others to EPR Properties. But don't cancel your summer plans just yet. All 7 parks will stay open and run as normal this season. Opening day at Michigan's adventure is still May 22nd. And even after the sale, Six Flags will still own 34 parks across North America, including Cedar Point in Ohio.
Free meals for Michigan kids this summer. The Department of Education offers 2 options. Meet Up and Eat Up serves children 18 and under at select sites in areas that qualify for free or reduced price school meals. Meals must be eaten on site. For families in rural areas, Meals to Go lets you pick up food and take it home. For a list of locations near you, head to the hot link section of WNEM.com.
If you're a Blue Cross Blue Shield member and you see a doctor at Michigan Medicine, you'll want to listen up. More than 300,000 patients could be forced to find new doctors starting July 1st if the two cannot work out a contract dispute. Blue Cross claims Michigan Medicine is demanding a 44% rate increase, but Michigan Medicine tells us a different story, saying Blue Cross's latest offer would actually cut their payments by 30%, prompting them to set a June 30th deadline to reach a new deal. Medicare and Medicaid patients would not be affected.
The woman linked to the firing of U of M football head coach Sharon Moore is no longer employed by the university. She was an executive assistant in the athletic department for Moore, who was fired in December after an investigation into an inappropriate relationship with her. Prosecutors say after she ended that relationship, Moore repeatedly tried to contact her, and after his dismissal, showed up at her home and threatened to harm himself. Moore has been charged in that incident. A U of M spokesperson says the woman's contract expired and was not renewed.
Tickets for the Bay City Fireworks Festival are now on sale. It's July 2nd through the 4th with concerts, rides, games, and of course, fireworks. Confederate Railroad will headline the first night of concerts on July 2nd. Hairmania takes the stage July 3rd, and After It All closes out the festival on July 4th. Gates open at 1 in the afternoon all 3 days. For tickets and the full lineup, go to this story on WNEM.com.
Tonight, you have a chance to make a difference for survivors in Genesee County. For 10 years, the nonprofit Beauty for Ashes has walked alongside more than 2,000 women, helping them escape trafficking and exploitation and offering support like meals, laundry, and recovery services. That work depends entirely on volunteers and community donations. And tonight's benefit is a way for you to help keep it going. It started at 6 o'clock on Hogarth Avenue at the former St. Pius Catholic Church and School. Registration details are in the hot link section of WNEM.com.
Tomorrow, the Midland Mall will transform into a sci-fi adventure.
After the break, when the Comic-Con opens up and the free, fun family activities throughout the weekend.
Plus, explore our backyard at a new exhibit at the Flint Children's Museum. Still ahead, the learning experience that will help your family better understand our ecosystem. A teenager under arrest after a series of school threats in Tuscola County.
And that Cass City student is expected to face serious life-altering consequences.
The Tuscola County prosecutor tells TV5's James Felton school threats are not taken lightly.
It's called false report or threat of terrorism. It's what we most commonly charge in these cases, and that means it's a felony punishable by up to 20 years in prison.
Tuscola County Prosecutor Erica Wally tells me this is most likely the criminal charge a 19-year-old Cass City student will face for allegedly making threats involving the high school and middle school Wednesday. And while she's working to determine that, she wants to remind us that making school threats can put your freedom at risk.
Since 2013, over 1,500 people have been injured or killed in school shootings in the United States. We take them very seriously, and law enforcement takes them very seriously.
Wally says these threats affect people's lives and they affect the time and effort of law enforcement to go in and investigate these threats.
We had a dog go through the school to make sure there were no firearms in the school. Several law enforcement agencies were involved. Several officers were involved. There's a lot of time and effort that go into investigating these type of threats because our students are some of our most vulnerable and precious population, and we want to make sure that they're safe.
Moments ago, the Tuscola County prosecutor told us that the man accused of making the threat, Hudson Bowers, was charged this afternoon on one count of a false report or threat of terrorism and is being held on a $250,000 bond. Investigators say there was no threat to the school or the surrounding community. Stay with TV5 for updates.
The National Labor Relations Board is now investigating the dispute between Henry Ford Genesis Hospital and striking nurses and caseworkers in Grand Blanc Township. The board says it's looking into multiple unfair labor practice charges filed by Teamsters Local 332, accusing the hospital of failing to bargain in good faith and taking actions that may infringe on employees' rights under the National Labor Relations Act. In response, the hospital released a statement saying, in part, it denies all accusations in the Teamsters complaints and that it is confident the board's investigation will confirm this is just an attempt by the union to get leverage at the bargaining table. The board says if it finds merit to any accusations and a settlement cannot be reached, it may issue a complaint and proceed to a hearing before a judge.
It'll look along I-75, our vehicle city Harley-Davidson camera looking towards Flint Bishop and also the GM plant. Seems like everything is moving as you would expect, but a little fog off in the distance there. One of those dreary, misty kind of nights. And even though the rain is departing, do think we'll have a chance for some drizzle to linger throughout the night. Also think we'll have a chance for some fog to fill in some areas as well. But thankfully, not really seeing a ton of support for any severe weather or seeing any support for freezing drizzle. We'll keep an eye on our northern counties just to be on the safe side. The northern thumb, I think we'll keep a close eye on as well. If drizzle continues and those temperatures are a little bit more borderline around the freezing mark, but I think most areas are okay for tonight. Rain continues to pull off to the east. We'll get a slight break this evening, but tomorrow we are keeping tabs on the possibility of potentially some stronger storms. The one big hurdle to all of that is we have enough wind aloft to really drive the car. We just may not have enough fuel to actually get that to be more of an efficient performance. So we will keep an eye on things as we go through tomorrow, but at least know that the possibility is there. Wind and hail would be the main threats. And then on Saturday, once we get to 7 a.m. Saturday and onward, that threat will start to shift more into the thumb and areas off to the south and east of there. But that is primarily going to be just the morning for many of us on Saturday. Your hour-by-hour forecast as we go through tonight shows the cloudy skies will continue. Mostly cloudy conditions likely into the first part of Saturday as well. We do expect temperatures to warm up into the 50s tomorrow, but it may be a slow grind through the day. We're still right around the 30s and 40s early in the afternoon. We may not even be in the 50s yet by 5, but we will eventually get there. It seems like the first round of showers and storms comes through with temperatures that are still pretty borderline, but then we start warming up and then we get a little bit more intensity with some of those showers and storms. We'll likely get round 1 out of the way as we head towards about midnight. We'll get a couple of hours after that before we start to eventually see round number 2 come through Saturday morning. Notice the wind that is coming along with it, that southwesterly flow. I think these storms will move through pretty quickly as we head through Saturday morning, and I think wind is the main hazard with round number 2 along with hail. So we will be watching how things progress into Saturday. It's a lower end severe threat, but it's still a threat, and we want you to know about it. Rainfall totals could be around a ½ inch to an inch further to the north and west, a little bit lighter off to the south and east. Your TV5 First Alert 7-day forecast shows temperatures will likely be on the warmer side through the weekend after we see the rain come to an end Saturday, hoping we can squeeze in a little bit of dry time and some nice weather before the day is done. Sunday we have sunshine and 50s, Monday sunshine and 60s, and then cooling back down towards the end of next week.
Thank you, Chris. Marvin Jackson, a Saginaw County man who killed his father, Roosevelt, had a parole hearing today. Jackson was convicted of second-degree murder in 2004 and sentenced to life in prison. His father was a local business owner. Prosecutors say Marvin shot and stabbed him in 2003 during an argument. Stay with TV5 as we learn more about this hearing.
Police say they're still trying to find the couple accused in the horrifying animal hoarding case out of Flint Township. Kim and Brenda Shires are wanted on animal cruelty charges after police say they found more than 60 dogs and some cats inside the home, and another 26 dogs and 1 cat dead last month. Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton says the Shires had a similar situation once before in Tennessee, adding this one is the worst animal hoarding case he's ever seen. The Shires were not home when police and animal control started their investigation last month. If you have any information that could lead to the Shires' whereabouts, Flint Township Police want you to give them a call. More local news, the Midland Mall is transforming into a magical adventure. Tomorrow is the opening day for Comic Con with 3 days of cosplay, gaming, art, and more. Doors open at noon, and don't forget to dress up and enter the costume contest with categories for adults and kids. Tomorrow also offers free kids events where they can design their own cape, make and take their own button pin, learn to play Pokemon, and much more. The Midland Mall Comic Con continues through the weekend, and you can find a full list of events in the Hot Links section.
The Flint Children's Museum invites members to an exclusive opening of the newest Discovery Zone, Bugs in Your Backyard. During the first look, kids can get in a bug costume and crawl through the grass to explore activities like the Ladybug Counting Corner, Butterfly Yoga, a giant honeycomb story nook, and much more. The exclusive look for members of the Flint Children's Museum is Monday from 3 to 7. The Bugs in Your Backyard exhibit opens to the public on Tuesday. All new tonight at 11, with the U.S. attacks on Iran continuing, are local Islamic centers worried about the potential for retaliation?
Also at 11, it's the time of year the Humane Society calls kitten season. How quickly one cat can multiply into a big problem for shelters.
And if you want to hear more about the weather with Chris, head on over to our digital live stream at 9 o'clock tonight. You can join that stream at WNEM.com, on the TV5 YouTube and Facebook pages, on our Roku and Fire Stick channels, and on the TV5 News app. Thanks for watching WNEM Evening Extra. Of course, keep up with us as the news breaks online on our app or on social media.
We'll see you on TV5 at 11.